May I please ask you one question now that you've asked me so many, and now that you've called me names? Dude, hit the other cheek. I can take it. Call me more names. I want to ask you something. Please tell me one actual gospel commandment or teaching of Christ.
Complete fraud.
Please tell me one actual gospel. Please tell us all and the viewers watching one actual gospel commandment or teaching of Christ that the MAGA movement fights for. Not what conservative Christians like. Something Christ, who is a mascot to this movement, actually commanded of us. Chapter and verse, if you can.
Sure.
Welcome the stranger. Individuals and nations take care of the poor. Stop executing people. Your movement.
Do you want me to answer?
Or you can answer the question then.
Please do.
Do you want me to answer, or are you going to answer? So the truth of the matter is that if you're really as concerned with the poor as you claim, you would be all about the MAGA movement, who's trying to stop job-crushing immigration
of the poor
to the United States. I'm giving it to you. Calm down.
Christ commands us to welcome the stranger.
Calm down so I can answer your question, lunatic. I'm going to answer it.
His claim about immigration crushing jobs, that's not true. That's not true. If you look at all of the studies, the meta studies, it shows that it doesn't really affect wages at all, except in maybe construction some of the time. That's it. So he's just lying. He is lying about that. So he doesn't care about the poor.
Precisely. Here's how it works. If it is the case that you make these bold claims like you do in your book, that Christians ought to be paying taxes for the poor so that we got to give it all to the poor. That's what your view is.
That's how Andrew Wilson argues. Talking like a fucking moron. Is this how he teaches people to debate in his debate courses? His blood sport debate courses? Is talk like a fucking moron? The poor, the poor.
That's not my suggestion, bro. That's Jesus' suggestion.
Then it would be the case. That you would not want these job-crushing waves of mass migration coming to the United States, which displace
of Jesus,
the poor.
Andrew. Just one.
They displace the poor.
Give me one teaching of Christ.
I just explained to you that if it's the case,
no, they don't.
Christ, you fight for.
I just did. I just explained to you. If you really want to uplift the poor, you don't do it with crushing mass migration.
What Jesus teaching did you explain?
I just explained to you that by your view of what Christians ought to be doing, we are doing it.
Yeah, I forgot in the book of Matthew, Jesus talks about the amount of immigration and how that affects the job market. Which, again, guys, look up the studies. It's not hard, all right? Immigration does not, significantly impact wages in this country. It's a wash. In some specific instances, it might lower wages, but it's very minimal.
Do you not understand this?
Christ says that individuals and nations will be judged. Christ says in Matthew 25 that individuals and nations will be judged, heaven or hell, by how they care for the sick, care for the poor, welcome the stranger, and care for those in prison. MAGA legislates and votes against these commandments of Jesus.
And what was the Kamala Harris? What was the Kamala Harris Christian doctrine that you were for?
Kamala Harris is closer by light years.
Yeah, he already explained that. He didn't say Kamala Harris is the perfect embodiment of Christ's teachings. He said she's closer. Closer. How hard is that to understand?
The teachings of Christ than the Republican Party, but I don't consider the Democrats to be. I'm not a Democrat. Where
you
on the treatment of immigrants, on anti-racism, on women's equality, on helping the poor, on making health care more accessible.
God, look how fucking smug this guy is. He didn't even make a good point. Your president, Donald Trump, mein Führer, is cutting Medicaid, cutting food stamps. Explain to me how that helps the poor. Explain to me how that helps the poor. Oh yeah, it fucking doesn't. Oh God. You know what? Smokey Man is bad.
Well, at having less gun violence, I could do it all day, my friend.
All right, Isabel.
Was that the epistle that made it up? Jesus said, "Thou shalt not have guns."
Gentlemen, let the lady on the panel talk, please.
Lifting people out of poverty, it starts by giving people actual positions of employment that give them a long-term trajectory for financial success.
You know what puts people on a long-term trajectory for financial success? Unionized jobs. Something you don't like. Because you want the capitalists, the minority of people in this country that own all of the assets, they own all of the wealth, they own all of the businesses. You want them to succeed. You don't want the fucking working class to succeed. Don't try to bullshit me, Isabella, whatever the fuck your name is. You don't care. Anyway, I got a little sidetracked with her. Look, I mean, John Fugelsang is correct. He's completely correct. Andrew Wilson does not care about the poor. He does not care about Christ's teachings, obviously. The only reason people know who he is because he calls people spurgly and says Smokey Man bad on the whatever podcast. That's it. And he teaches you how to do that in his debate course, I guess. But anyway, talk to you guys later. Love you. Bye-bye.